Kent State football will look to get back on track tonight against Bowling Green. We tell you everything you need to know about the matchup.
Both local and national representatives issued contrasting statements regarding the results of Ohio's Issue 1 and 2 and how they hope lawmakers will interpret the results.
Although it was not a presidential year, candidates across the U.S. are preparing for next year's election. What candidates had to say about last night's election numbers.
Coming up is Veterans Day weekend. See what activities there are around the community and how you can honor those who served as TV2 News starts right now.
This is TV2 News.
Good Wednesday evening, Portage County, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Kennedy Gotham.
And I'm Michael Neenan.
And Issue 1 passed last night with the 56.35% of voters, or 2.14 million people, voting yes. Issue 1 will give reproductive rights to all Ohio citizens. Things like abortion, fertility care, miscarriage support, and other reproductive care will be protected under the Ohio Constitution. The result will remain unofficial until all provisional ballots are counted, but the Associated Press has called Issue 1 a yes since last night at 9 p.m.
Issue 2 also passed on the Ohio ballot by a roughly 57% majority. This means that 30 days from Election Day, marijuana and marijuana products will be legal for recreational use statewide. The new legislature will allow adults aged 21 and over to possess 6 cannabis plants and 12 plants per household. The state will also levy a 10% tax on every purchase.
And looking at local elections, we have our correspondent, Nikki Gajeski.
That's right, Nikki. What results do you have for us?
Well, another election day has come and gone in Ohio. In our nation, 2 hotly contested issues were on ballots all across the state. Issues 1 and 2 were so prevalent that representatives from other states have their own opinions on Ohio election results.
I think you're seeing voters, react in the way a lot of legal scholars expected, by weighing in on the issue. The fundamental problem with Roe, in addition to the science being wrong, is that this notion that you were going to have judges ultimately make that decision was not sustainable. So, look, it's not the way I would have voted. It's not the policy choice I would personally make, but I have no doubt that that lawmakers in Ohio will respect the decision of the voters, just like in Kansas and in the other places where they've had these ballot provisions.
This statement, local representatives have issued their own statements in favor of last night's results. With the passage of Issues 1 and 2, Representative Casey Weinstein of Hudson says leaders will uphold the will of voters. Representative Tavia Galatsky of Akron says Ohioans have spoken loudly concerning their views on these issues. With these passages, she says Ohioans will make good decisions for themselves. Moving closer to home, here are the official results for some Portage elections and races. Democrat Christopher Hook won the Ward 4 race with 83% votes. Issue 29, the Board of Development Disability Levies, was passed with a 68% majority vote. Issue 30, the Mental Health and Recovery Board levy, also passed with a 61% majority. Following the previously stated issues, Issue 31, the Parks District levy, passed with a 57% majority. Staying in Portage County, last night, Streetsboro elections saw an increase in write-in candidates. 9 write-ins were recorded on the ballot this year. The Ward 1 City Council race consisted entirely of write-in candidates, with Marianne Glenn winning the race. Glenn was appointed to fill the council seat after Mike Lampa resigned. Write-in candidates were also seen in the mayor race, with 39 of those being considered invalid. Now to Cleveland, with residents voting down a citizen-led ballot initiative Issue 38. Issue 38 is a participatory budgeting proposal created by the grassroots coalition People's Budget Cleveland, known as PBCLE. Residents voted down the proposal with a 51 to 49% margin. PBCLE campaign manager Molly Martin said in a written statement, "This isn't the end of the story for building resident power in our city." While Ohio and Portage County, those are your election results. Tune in next week for more on these results or visit the news tab on KentWire.com. I'm Nikki Gajeski, reporting for TV2 News.
Happy Hump Day Golden Flashes. My name is Sophia Sonato and I am here with all you need to know for the weather this evening and beyond. Looking at what we've got going on in Kent right now, it is looking pretty mild for November. It is 58 degrees currently and it feels like 56. That dew point is about 35 degrees and the wind is certainly affecting that temperature, going west-northwest at 10 miles per hour. The humidity is at 42% and we have full visibility at 10 miles. Going into my forecast for tomorrow, it's going to be a high of 53. We're going to have some clouds in the morning with some sun coming in the afternoon. It'll be very windy with those winds being west-northwest within that 10 to 20 mile per hour range. And there is a very slight chance of a rain shower, but nothing to be too concerned about. I don't think we'll need umbrellas going to class tomorrow. That sunset is going to be at 5:11 p.m. as well, so if you have an evening class, be sure to stay wary of that. Moving into my on-campus forecast for tomorrow at 8 a.m. it's going to be 49 degrees and cloudy with a decent amount of wind to start your day. At noon, it'll only jump up to 50 degrees and those winds will continue. And by 4 p.m., unfortunately, we're only jumping to about 52 degrees. And like I said, those winds are going to stay between the 10 to 15 mile per hour range pretty much all day. And that is all I have for now. Stay tuned as we dive into the temperatures across the entire state of Ohio, as well as the week of weather to come. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Sophia. A new alcoholic beverage is hitting stores across Northeast Ohio. Jungle Juice is an alcoholic non-carbonated fruit punch that was created and branded by 2 Kent State alumni. The drink made a test run at this year's homecoming weekend. The beverage will be sold across 21 Ohio counties, including Portage County. The plan is for the product to hit shelves by the first quarter of 2024.
And Veterans Day is this Friday, and Kent's campus will be closed. They are having a commemoration tomorrow, Thursday, November 9th at 10 a.m. The Portage County Commissioner's Veterans Remembrance Ceremony is this Friday at 11 a.m. at the Veterans Memorial on the Portage County Courthouse lawn. PARDA will also have a Veterans Day event. Check the Kent Record Courier for more information on local Veterans Day events.
Portage County is hosting its annual Veterans Day ceremony Friday. First will be Veterans Remembrance Ceremony at 11 a.m. in front of the county courthouse lawn. Later at 2 p.m. is a Veterans Day ceremony at the Veterans Memorial on East Erie Street. Both events are free to attend and open to the public. An earthquake hit West Texas this morning. See how powerful it was and how it compares to other earthquakes the region has experienced.
The House Oversight Committee wants to subpoena Joe Biden's family to speak about his foreign exchange businesses, who is expected to be called on into his office.
You didn't give up on sex. Don't give up on birth control either. There are more methods than you think. Find yours at bedsider.org.
Brush, brushy, brush, brushy, brush, brush your teeth. Every day and every night. Now it's your parents' turn. Here's what you gotta do. Let them have your toothbrush so that they can brushy brush your teeth. Reach out, you're almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Help your teeth stay healthy. Brushy brush with a grown-up every day.
Fancy pants peanut butter? A big screen television? You haven't even brought a sofa yet. A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles? What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
Thank you, dear. Well, you're very supple, just like I was at your age. Back then, I was a sex expert. Used to call me the buttered biscuit. I know about birth control, too. So you can ask me anything, baby.
Bedsider.org has birth control information and a lot more. And it's...
Have you had sex in this car yet?
tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is TV2 News, truly Portage County.
Welcome back. Moving outside of Ohio's elections, we have updates on surrounding states' elections.
That's right. In Virginia, Democrats won the state legislature and opposed the governor's attempt to pursue abortion restrictions.
And in Kentucky, the Democratic governor was reelected, and Andy Beshear says this is due to his focus on issues that affect people's day-to-day lives.
Moving away from election that prohibits people with domestic violence charges from owning a gun. The Supreme Court hearing was around 100 minutes long, and the man challenging this law is Zaki Rahimi. He is currently in jail for gun-related charges and domestic violence and cannot own a gun. Lawyers on the opposing side say women involved in domestic disputes that have a gun are 5 times as likely to die.
The House Oversight Committee is expected to subpoena Hunter and James Biden, the respective son and brother of President Joe Biden. The primarily GOP-led committee has been investigating possible foreign business dealings by the Biden family for months and has been looking into possible connections to the president, which could be grounds for impeachment.
A former CIA officer faces up to 30 years in prison for sexually assaulting women. 47-year-old Brian Jeffrey Raymond has pleaded guilty. He admits he drugged and abused women at overseas embassy housing for more than a decade. Raymond also acknowledges recordings and photographing 28 nude women without their consent. The Justice Department says his plea includes reinstitution payments along with prison time.
Thousands of Palestinians have been fleeing northern Gaza in an attempt to escape the conflict. Civilians were seen heading south, taking advantage of holes in Israel's military lines, with an escape corridor being open for about 5 hours today. Refugees were seen carrying next to nothing, also carrying white flags in the hope it would keep them safe from the fighting.
Patients arriving to the hospitals, they are in a very bad conditions, mainly because of the excessive bombardment. Usually they are civilians coming and recovered from their under the rubble because of their houses were bombarded while they were inside without any threats. So they are totally disfigured with massive injuries. So the surgeons will prefer which case that can be saved and which one could not be, nothing could be done, and hopeless they leave it just like this to die. So it's a very miserable situation. Yeah. And of course, with the shortage of medication and medical supplies, the situation is becoming worse.
CNN reports that over 100,000 people in Gaza have been killed on the ongoing war between Israel and Hamas. The World Health Center says doctors in Gaza are operating on patients without using anesthesia. They also say 16 healthcare workers have been killed in Gaza. There are aid trucks being brought into the city. The International Committee for the Red Cross was attacked while trying to bring supplies into the city. At a chemical plant in San Junto County, Texas, about 60 miles from Houston, has injured one employee. According to a county constable, the fire started Wednesday morning at a petroleum processing plant called Sound Resource Solutions. Officials have not said what is burning, but they do not believe it's toxic. A spokesperson for SRS says one employee is being treated at a local hospital for burns, but should be released soon.
A 5.3 magnitude earthquake hit West Texas this morning. The U.S. Geological Survey reported the earthquake hit the area at around 3:47 a.m. with a depth of 7.4 kilometers. The last time an earthquake of this magnitude hit the region was last November, when a magnitude 5.3 earthquake hit during the afternoon and was later upgraded to 5.4. And now we pivot from national nature phenomenon to more local weather coverage.
Our very own Sophia Sonato is here to tell us more about the local forecast. Hi, Sophia.
Hi, guys. Right now behind me, we are looking at temperatures across Northeast Ohio with some pretty solid temperatures, I must say so myself. Looking at Kent right now, it is 56 degrees. Youngstown is down at 54. Shout out Y-Town. Canton's sitting at 57 and Worcester's at 58. Mansfield breaks that 60-degree mark just barely at 60 even. Sandusky's sitting at 55 degrees. Cleveland is at 58. And Ashtabula, with those lake effect temperatures, is down at 48 degrees. Moving across to the entire state of Ohio, Akron is sitting at 56 degrees, Steubenville's at 61, Columbus and Athens are heating up a little at a nice 69 degrees, Lima's sitting at 68, Dayton is jumping over that 70-degree mark at 74, and Cincinnati is really heating up at 75 degrees. And moving into my 7-day forecast, tomorrow is going to be a high of 53 degrees with a low of 40. As I had said earlier in the program, we're going to have clouds in the morning, but it will have a little bit more sun throughout the afternoon. However, we do need to be aware that there's going to be a lot of wind. So please be careful as you're walking across campus, as there could be some debris flying around. It might hit you, so please be careful. Friday, it's going to be a high of 52 and a low of 33. We're going to have that same pattern of clouds in the morning and sun in the afternoon. So if you're out on Thursday, expect the same on Friday. On Saturday, we're going to jump down to a high of 45 degrees and a low of 33, and it's going to be cloudy. No sun for us there. On 47, the sun will come out a little bit with a high of 47 and a low of 29. And on Monday, we jump even more back into the 50s with a high of 52 and a low of 36. On Tuesdays, those clouds will return a little bit with a high of 50 and a low of 33. And this time next week, it will be a high of 57 degrees and a low of 42. I'm not too sure about you folks at home, but this is pretty solid for November. I can't complain about these temperatures at all. And with that, my report ends here. To stay in the know on the weather for tomorrow and beyond, come back tomorrow at 10 a.m. for TV2's Morning Flashcast. Reporting from the Franklin Hall studio, I'm Sophia Sonato. Stay cool, Portage County.
Thank you, Sophia. Strep throat is on the rise in the U.S. as antibiotics continue to face a shortage. The most common antibiotic to treat the infection is amoxicillin, and according to the FDA, its powder form has been in shortage since October 2022. While anyone can get strep throat, it's most common among kids ages 5 to 15, and data shows strep cases started increasing in August. Symptoms include fever, sore throat, and pain when swallowing.
Congenital syphilis in children is on the rise, health officials warn. The Center for Disease Control reported a 30-year high in the amount of babies found with the disease in 2022 alone, making up more than 3,700 cases. Though the disease can be life-threatening, it is preventable if spotted and treated early enough. The FDA approved another drug originally developed to treat diabetes for weight loss. It's called Mounjaro, and physicians have already been prescribing it to obese patients to help lose weight. People with at least one weight-related condition are cleared to use it per the FDA. Other medications like Ozempic were made for diabetics, but people wanting to lose weight have started to use them.
Health officials in the United Kingdom are licensing the repurposing of a hormone-based therapy known as anastrozole. The drug, also known as Arimidex, is used to treat patients with breast cancer and has been shown to decrease the risk of the disease by 49% among postmenopausal women. According to a 2019 study, the drug has been used in England but was never previously used as a preventative drug.
Doctors say breast implants were key in saving a 34-year-old man's life. Earlier this year, Davy Bauer's lung essentially stopped working. They used double D implants inside his chest cavity to temporarily keep his heart to where it was supposed to be. They used this because the human heart tends to be floppy. Just a few days later, surgeons removed the placeholder breast implants and inserted the donor lungs. He has since been released from the hospital and is in rehab.
This company has released a new kind of chicken feed, but made for humans? Find out what it is and why it was made.
So we're gonna put some ants in their pants.
Kids will spend 22 minutes watching us, the super duper party troopers, singing about ants in their pants.
Isn't that funny? Ants in their pants, they got ants in their pants, they've got ants in their pants.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
Families don't have to talk about everything, but they should talk about how to plan for an emergency. Get tips and resources to make your family's emergency plan.
Thank you, dear. Well, you're very supple. Just like I was at your age. Back then, I was a sex expert. Used to call me the buttered biscuit. I know about birth control, too. So you can ask me anything, baby.
Bedsider.org has birth control information and a lot more. And it's...
Have you had sex in this car yet?
And now, your TV2 Sports Report.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to your Wednesday night sports report live from Dick's Stadium in Kent. My name is Matt Caroli. Tonight, it's midweek action as the Kent State Golden Flashes are all set to host the Bowling Green Falcons. Kent State comes into the contest tonight at 1-8 overall, as a week ago tonight, they lost to their arch rivals, the Akron Zips, by the final score of 31-27. The Flashes had a 27-10 lead going into the fourth quarter, but Akron scored 3 unanswered touchdowns to take the Wagon Wheel Trophy for the first time since 2018. They need to get that bitter taste out of their mouth tonight and quick, because it's the assignment, a home matchup against Bowling Green. BG flies into Kent at 5-4 after an exciting 24-21 win against Ball State, as they will look to win their 4th consecutive game, as with 3 games left in the regular year, we are coming up on the home stretch of the college football season. A key tonight for Kent State to get their first MAC win of the year is to lean on the right arm of quarterback Tommy Ulatowski. The sophomore threw for 229 yards and 3 touchdowns in his first game back from injury earlier in the year. Ulatowski needs to get to that level of play tonight to help lead the offense to get to where they want to go. Facing off against him and the Golden Flashes offense here tonight is a Bowling Green squad that has been one of the best pass defenses in the MAC. Their nickname are the Bowling Green Falcons, but for 2023, they should be named the Bowling Green Ballhawks. They have 22 turnovers this season. That is the most in the FBS. Kent State head coach Kenny Burns said that last week they didn't play a full 4 quarters. If the Flashes get an early lead, we'd be stating the obvious, obviously, with what happened last week in the Rubber City, but they need to finish the job here in the Tree City this week. A player to watch for from the boys from Bowling Green was going to be their running back Terrion Stewart, as he is one of the best rushers in the conference, but due to a broken toe in last week's game against Ball State, he will be out tonight, as you will see a lot of 2s and 3s in the running back room taking the field for Bowling Green. The passing game is going to open up a lot, but regardless of whether they decide to run or throw, the Kent State defense is ready for the challenge, as it is led by safety Bryce Shepard. He averages 7 tackles a game for the year, as once the Falcons get into the Kent State secondary, it'll be very tough for Bowling Green to break through the Kent State back 4. The last time the Falcons took down Kent State, Halloween night 2017, in this building, 44-17 was the final score. Will the Flashes keep their winning ways alive in this rivalry, or will the Falcons break the streak? Find out tonight by following us on our X page at TV2 KSU Sports for all of the action. From Dick's Stadium in Kent, Matt Caroli, TV2 Sports. Guys?
Find out what cute zoo animal was born earlier this week at a Minnesota zoo. I'll tell you right now that it has long legs and spots.
I'll be here to hear what's on your mind. Take this time to talk and get it right. You know I'll be there all your life. When you need me, I'll be by your side. By your side. And every day is a different day. Everything is in everything. Even when you think things could never ever the same. Don't be scared of the world, I'll be here to stay. By your side. Even when your heart ain't listening, or your mind takes you a different way, towards a different path. All you gotta do is sit and ask. When you need me, I'll be by your side.
When the adults in a child's life talk early and often about the dangers of underage drinking, the message gets stronger every time.
I'll be by your side.
Talk. They hear you.
Can you concern with me? Imagine what you'd see if every child had a book to read. 'Cause every kid across the nation deserves a book to read, and we can make it happen right now.
No, I don't know what you've been told, but kids with books learn so much more. So the mission is for us to get a book to each and every child. So let's join hands, book people unite,
Unearth hidden passion.
Come on, have a good time.
Plant seeds of inspiration to motivate some magic.
To change the writing on the wall, writing on the wall, and make a difference. One book can inspire a child. One book can be the first thing that helps to change a life. People unite.
Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.
Ever wanted to eat like a chicken? Well, you're in luck because Purdue is releasing what it calls Chicks Mix, chicken feed that is safe for human consumption. This product was released over concerns about the company's treatment of its chickens and the use of probiotics. The mix is vegetarian and probiotic free, which the company claims is inspired by what they already feed their chickens.
In Minnesota, the Como Park Zoo and Conservatory in St. Paul has welcomed a new baby giraffe. This is the third calf born to 7-year-old Xena, and a gender has not been confirmed yet for the baby giraffe. According to the zoo, the calf was already standing next to its mother less than an hour after birth. The baby giraffe is now the 4th member of the zoo's herd and is expected to make its public debut in the next few weeks. Well, how cute is that little giraffe? I love it.
That's a cute giraffe. That might be the first baby giraffe I've ever seen.
Oh, you've never seen another baby giraffe before in your life?
No.
Oh, well, what's your favorite zoo animal?
Favorite zoo animal? Honestly, I think the coolest zoo animal I ever saw was probably some deer.
Okay.
Yeah, at the Southwick Zoo in Western Mass, they have an enclosure that's full of deer, and you can just feed them, and they'll come up to you and everything. That might have been the coolest zoo animal I've ever seen.
Well, I like the sea lions and the polar bears. I think they're pretty cute. But why? I want to know, why is deer your favorite?
I don't know. I thought it was really cool. I mean, you know, it's not like you see deers up close, but hey, I mean, it's fine, you know, to each their own.
Yeah, to each their own, I guess. That is all the time we have for you tonight at 6. Thank you so much for joining us.
Make sure to follow TV2 News on social media at Kent Wired to stay up to date with the latest. I'm Michael Neenan.
And I'm Kennedy Gotham. Have a great night, Portage County.
Don't let E. coli mosh with your food. An estimated 3,000 Americans die from a foodborne illness each year. You can't see these microbes, but they might be there. So always separate raw meat from vegetables. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
Families don't have to talk about everything, but they should talk about how to plan for an emergency. Get tips and resources to make your family's emergency plan.
Good morning. Hope you all had a good weekend and are ready to be inspired. One quick thing I want to remind you guys to be studying.
Major key alert. Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Class, today we're talking about inspirational quotes.
You want to get that paper? You better turn in that paper and get an A+. That's a major key. Another one. Mogul talk. You want to reach the mountaintop? You got to go hard. To succeed,